Hey Tunisian crochet friends! In today's video I will be doing a tutorial on how to make this beautiful Tunisian crochet cable stitch. You can make this into a beautiful scarf, a sweater design. The options are many, so stay tuned. Grab your yarn and your Tunisian crochet hook and let's get into the video.
Listen to me, like I do this all the time.
Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a Tunisian cable stitch. We're going to do the Tunisian staghorn cable stitch. For this tutorial, we'll be working with weight 4 yarn. Let's see here. Come on, turn around. Right here. Sorry about that. Weight 4 yarn. I should be working with a 6.5 millimeter Tunisian crochet hook. However, I think it's in one of my project bags with one of my whips that I still need to complete. So I just found the 6 millimeter hook. Not ideal, but it will work for what we're doing today. I'm also going to be using a cable needle and some stitch markers. Now, I hope these stitch markers work for me. I don't usually use them, but I have so many open projects that I'm running out of my regular stitch markers. But anyway, let's get on with it. First, start with a slip stitch. Slip knot. Slip knot. And then you're going to chain 26. Go ahead and chain up 26, and then I'll meet you back here. Whoops, slipped off. I'll meet you back here. We have our 26 stitches, and we're going to flip. 26 chains. I apologize. All right, we need to flip our chain over so we can work in the back bumps. These bumps right here. Boop, boop, boop. And we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop in each of the back bumps. Okay, got a hot flash. I'll mute this out, I think. So I'll just be quiet while I pull up a loop out of all 26 of these because I need to have the fan going. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's hope that's the last hot flash during this recording. Let's hope. Okay, let's count. Our loops should have 26 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So we have 26 loops. So the next thing you're going to do is a standard return pass. Now this video is assuming you have basic Tunisian crochet knowledge. you know how to Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian knit stitch, Tunisian purl stitch, and that you know how to do a standard return pass. So we're going to yarn over and pull through one loop to start, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops at a time for your standard return pass. I really am struggling a little bit with this hook, but we'll make it work. So again, yarn over, pull through 2, and go all the way back. All right, you leave this loop on the hook, and we're going to do the next row. Sorry, hand is itching. Okay, so we are not going to knit into this stitch here. We're going to do, I think, 5 knit stitches. So let's go in between each for a knit stitch. 1. I think we're going to do 4. So we should have 5 loops on. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5. All right, so we have 5 loops. The next thing you're going to do is a Tunisian simple stitch in this next bar. Next would be a Tunisian purl stitch. All right, the next 12 you're going to knit stitch. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to stop just for a second. I forgot to put a stitch marker in there. It's not extremely necessary, but I like doing it because it gives me pause when I'm going to a different phase of the work so that I don't rush through it and I know I need to change activities. So you're going to put your stitch marker first on the 5th loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right before we did the Tunisian simple stitch, after our first group of knit stitches, put it on that last loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to put it on the 5th loop. And now we have a Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch, and then 12 knit stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. All right, next we're going to Tunisian purl stitch. Tunisian simple stitch. So basically you're going to do the opposite going out of the cables, because these 12 stitches are going to be where your cable is going to happen. So before we entered the cable area, we did a Tunisian simple stitch followed by a Tunisian purl stitch. On the way out, we do the opposite so that it's balanced. Tunisian purl stitch, Tunisian simple stitch. Okay, so the purl stitches are always going to be right next to the 12 knit stitches in the middle where we're going to make our cables. All right, now in the remaining stitches, we're going to knit stitch, and then of course the last stitch we go through both loops. So we knit stitch here. We're going to put our second stitch marker on this first knit stitch coming out of the cable and the purl and Tunisian simple stitch. All right, so we got 2 stitch markers, and this is where all the fun stuff is going to happen. The cables are going to be in here. Okay, so we're continuing to knit stitch to the end. That was 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then your last stitch you're going to go to the side into the last 2. Again, this is assuming that you are already familiar and working with Tunisian crochet, so you know all of these things. There are also YouTubers, lots of them, who do a really good job of teaching Tunisian crochet. If you are a complete beginner, so you want to go ahead and watch one of those videos, if you'd like a recommendation, just leave a comment below and I'll tell you who I recommend that I learned Tunisian crochet from, and I think it's a good online teacher. So anyway, all right, so now we're just going to do our standard return pass. Again, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2 all the way back to the beginning. Your stitch marker will stay there. You will only move your stitch marker up on the forward pass. On the return pass, it should stay in place. Continue on with your return pass. Standard return pass. Come on. I worked up a little small swatch. I like this yarn for, like I said, for teaching because you can see the stitches very easily, and if you're learning something, you really want to be able to see the stitches. And also, when you're working with cables, at least with Tunisian crochet, I'm not a knitter yet. I'm gonna learn, hopefully. But with cables on Tunisian, the thicker the yarn, the more stitch definition it appears. It looks so pretty. So although I'm not used to working with this yarn, I haven't used it in a very, very long time. So I haven't taught anyone in a while. But like I said, I worked up a quick little swatch, and the stitch definition is so amazing. So you're going to really like this. All right, so we're going to do the same thing next row. So we begin again. You already have this loop on your hook, so that counts as 1. You're going to knit in the next stitch 2, 3, 4, and then in here where the stitch marker is, 5. All right, so you should have 5 loops on your hook. 2, 4, 5. You're going to take this stitch marker out and move it up to this loop that we just made. So on the on the forward pass, you want to keep moving your stitch marker up. This is kind of pretty, but I'm not used to using this, but I'm going to get used to it because I think this is what knitters use, and I'm going to learn how to knit. My girl, I say my girl, fellow fiber artist, she knits. Her name, her YouTube name is Beyond Swatches, so please go check her out. I think I can take one of her beginner classes. She might offer a class to help me knit, learn how to knit. And that's exciting because I've tried 2 other times. Anyway, let's keep moving on. We got our 5 knit stitches. The next thing, Tunisian simple stitch. Next, Tunisian purl stitch. Now you're going to knit these 12 in the middle. Knit stitch. 1, 2, 3. I feel a hot flash coming on. 4. I'm going to see if I can bear through it. Probably not. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Okay, on the way out we do the reverse, so let's do a purl stitch and a Tunisian simple stitch. All right, knit the last stitches. We're gonna go in between here and knit. Then we need to move up our stitch marker. I picked this purple because I like purple, and since I'm working with yellow yarn, now I used to be a huge Lakers fan. Since 1981 I became a Lakers fan, and prior to having my son I watched Lakers in my sleep if I could. But then when he started moving around and I just needed to be present with him, I couldn't tell you the last time I watched the Lakers game. And he's a big boy now, but I just want to be present with my child, and sports took a back seat. 2, okay, 3, 4. All right, last one, you're gonna go into these 2 loops on the side. All right, pull up a loop. Now standard return pass. Ooh, I think I might be able to get through this hot flash without the fan. I pulled through 1 and now I'm going through 2. Yarn it over, pull through 2, standard return pass. I think we need to do this 2 more times before we start twisting our cable. I wasn't counting. I'll need to just look at it and I'll be able to tell when it's time to twist the cables. But right now, we're just for sure going to do another row, but I think we're going to do 2 more rows of the same. It's a 5-row repeater. So for the first 4 rows, you will knit the first 5 loops on your hook, and then you're going to do a Tunisian simple stitch. So let's go just do that again. So let's knit. We got 1 hook on, 1 loop on. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's move up our stitch marker. Okay. Next thing, Tunisian simple stitch, followed by Tunisian purl stitch, and 12 knit stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, coming out of our cables, we are going to purl stitch. Wait, my yarn, need some more yarn. Give me a sec. All right, let's do that again. Purl stitch, Tunisian simple stitch, and knit the remaining stitches. One, gotta move our stitch marker up. Come on. Yeah, I got these stitch markers from one of the yarn clubs I was a part of for a year, and each month we would get our yarn, of course, plus some little gift, and it was usually some stitch markers. And for crocheting these, regular crocheting, I don't prefer these types of stitch markers. I use the ones that look like plastic safety pins. They're easier for me. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. All right, last one through 2 loops here. All right, standard return pass. Yarn over, pull through 1, through 2, beyond swatches. If you're watching, I was watching one of your videos and you mentioned that when wooden needles scrape up against acrylic yarn, there's this, kind of noise, and I'm hearing it as I'm working with this yarn, and it made me think about you in your video. This is, I don't even know how to pronounce it, chow goo, but to be honest with you, I like my Knitter's Pride Tunisian hooks better, but again, it's in one of my project bags on one of my Tunisian projects, and I didn't feel like looking for it and then taking it off my project. So we're working with this. All right, we're gonna go one more time before we start twisting our cable. So we're gonna do the same thing. Got a loop on the hook already, so let's go with 2. We're knit stitching the first 4 till we have 5 loops on our hook. All right, so that's 5. Let's move our stitch marker up. Come on, close up. See, I'm not used to this. Messing with my flow a little bit, but it's cute. So that counts for something. All right, Tunisian simple stitch. Come on, that didn't go through. Tunisian purl stitch. And knit the next 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, purl stitch, and Tunisian simple stitch. All right, let's knit the next 4. 1, we got to move our stitch marker up. Ooh, there's hair in there. Sorry about that. Come on. There we go. All right. Let's keep going. I'm going to knit the next 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more. 4. And then you're going to go through both loops. Yarn over, pull up a loop. All right, standard return path. Yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through 2. 2. All the way back to the beginning. Let's get some more yarn. You got a little flow going. And it's going to be time for cables, twisting the next row. All right, let's see what it looks like so far. I don't know, can you see the difference? How the purl stitches are a little bit down, so it brings up the knit stitches, raises them up. You'll see it better as we progress a bit, but we're going to start twisting the cables now. Well, the first part is the same, so you're going to knit 4, but you'll have 5 loops on your hooks, so that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, you want to move your stitch marker up. I tried to do a swatch without the stitch markers. I like it better with the stitch markers because it really just keeps me alert to when I'm going in and out of my cables. So it's a preference, I guess, but oh, come on here. I like to use the stitch markers, especially if I'm going to be listening to an audiobook or something where I'm not completely paying attention. Having to stop and move my stitch marker up, it makes me pay attention. That's something I'm going to do something different. I'm not going to keep knit stitching. So totally up to you whether or not you use them. Oh, sorry, I just did a Tunisian simple stitch and now I'm doing Tunisian purl stitch. All right, next, instead of knitting 12, we're going to just knit the first 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, I have a cable needle. Hopefully I call it that the entire time and not say cable hook like I have been doing before. But anyway, I have a cable needle. I use this to grab my stitches off of the hook. But I did see someone else say that if you don't have a cable needle, you can use an extra crochet hook. So I use my cable needle to go in and slide off the 6 stitches that I just knit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this one right here, 6. So if you can see, I have 6 loops on my cable needle. My hook is still in there, but I'm going to slide that out just for the 6 stitches. I'm going to leave these on my hook. Okay, so I'm holding these stitches, and now I'm going to separate the 6, divide them in half. So 3 over here and 3 over here. These 3 that I knitted first, they're going to go in the back and behind and come over here. These are going to come to the front and go around here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hook in the front. So they were back. Bring it in the front, put it in front of these 3, because these first 3, they're going to the back. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these 3 loops and put it on my hook. And I'm going to keep these 3 on my cable needle. Now pull out the cable needle just for these first 3 right here. Leave the remaining 3 on the cable needle. All right. Now I'm going to twist them. Okay. The first shall be last, last shall be first. This was knitted first, but it's going to go around here, and this is going to come to the front, and we're going to twist it just like that. See that? And then, because I already have these on my hook, I'm going to come around and slide these 3 on my hook. Just careful. Make sure you don't lose the loops. Let's pull these down and then come around. Put these on the hook, and we can take our cable needle out. Now, can you see that? It's twisted. All right, we're going to now do the other 6 stitches in our 12. Now, pay attention here, because this is my working yarn. It's already in between this loop, so we're not going to knit in there. We need to knit in the very next one. So go ahead and knit the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Now, this is our twisted. So this cable has 12 stitches involved, and we're going to always separate it 6 on one side and 6 on the other. So we've already twisted the first 6. Now we need to twist the last 6. 3, 6. So again, we're going to separate them in half, get our cable needle, go ahead and put it in here to pull them off of the hook. So we have the cable needle through all 6 loops, so we can carefully pull our hook out, and leaving all of these loops on the hook. All right, so the first time we took the first 3 loops and we went behind, and the last 3 loops that we knitted came in front. Well, we're going to do the opposite this time. These 3 loops will come in front and go over here, and these 3 will go behind. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, last time we took our hook, we brought it to the front and picked up the loop and brought it over. This time we're going to keep it in the back, and we're going to push these loops out of the way, because this will go brought to the front and twist it over to the left. So we need to come around here with our hook and grab these 3 loops and bring them over here. All right, so I'll push this hook through here, grab those 3, and then carefully take your cable needle and remove those first 3. Keep these on. All right. Now we're going to twist. These have to come in the back, and these will come in the front. Okay, so we'll twist this around. Got it? And we got to get these right here on the hook. So we're twisting them, push these back, because that'll make room for this one. Now go ahead and grab all 3 of these and put them back on the hook. Move your cable needle out of the way. All right, so can you see that? Let's separate them. So they're twisted in an X. But this time, the first ones we knitted, they came in the front instead of going in the back, like over here. All right, so it's a little tight now, but that's to be expected. It will stretch out as we start to knit more up. All right, so let's go and get out of our cable section by doing a purl. So we're going to purl the next stitch. And then we're going to do a Tunisian simple stitch. Hold the loop. And then we're going to knit the last 4 stitches or the next 4. Move your stitch marker up. And then the last stitch, we will go through both loops. All right, come on, little cute stitch marker. I think I did that a little backwards. Yeah, I did. Oh, my little tassel came off. All right, we got it. Okay, that's 1, isn't it? 2, 3, 4. All right, and then go into the last 2 loops. Okay, standard return pass, yarn over, pull through 1. I'll meet you back at the beginning of the twisted cables because we have to carefully return pass through those. All right, here we go. So you want to make sure you use your fingers to spread it out. It will be a little tight when we first get close to the twisting part. As we move away from the twisting, it will stretch out and it will be easier. But just take your time. Make sure you're going in the correct order. So we separate them with our pointer finger and our thumb. So we're going to pull up the first one of this 3. So I like to move it with my pointer finger. And then once I yarn over, because I'm going to pull through these 2 loops right here, I take my thumb and hold this loop away from these so I don't accidentally pull through them. All right, now the next one, that was 1. Pull it over, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull through 2. All right, that was 2. Now let's get to the third one. All right, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull through 2. It's a little tight. All right, so we got the first 3 on. Now we got to do the last 3. Make sure they go in order. Yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull through. Put the next one up, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull through. Yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull through. All right, we got the first 6 off. Now we have to do the next group. Now this time, you see how this one's trying to come over here? You can't do that first. It's crossing over to the back, so that one needs to be the second group. So you want to make sure you separate them and move it over. Do not bind this one off first. This is twisted over to the right, so it goes in the second group. Now we take these 3 and we're going to push 1 over, yarn over, pull it with your thumb, and then pull through those first 2. It's 1. Now next, take it with your pointer finger, push the next one up, yarn over, grab it with your thumb, pull through, pull through. There you go. Next one, push it up, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull through 2. All right, we got those 3 off. We need to do the second group of 3. Make sure they stay in the proper order. Don't let them get twisted up. All right, so the next one, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull through. Oh no! Okay, wait a minute. I got this. I can fix it. Got to put it back on the loop. It happens. Got 1, got 2, got 3. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Hold on. Where's this? Wait, I think, let me pull this on. Hold on. Something's not right. Something is not right. What happened? Oh no. Where's this? Oh, right here. Okay. I'm like, where do you belong? Where's your home, sir? Okay, we got it. We got all 3 on. Now we gotta, this is our working last loop we had. Whew, that was close. It happens though, man, man, man. Okay, so we got it. Everything's right. All is well. Okay, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull through 2. Don't lose a stitch. Okay, there we go. Don't drop a stitch. Push this over, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull it through those 2. And let's get this last one off. Whew, that was a close one. Honestly, it does happen. And I kind of am glad it happened on the video. So if it happens to you, you know, you can get it fixed. But if you don't, the worst case scenario is you just have to take out that entire row that you just did and just do it over. All right, here we go. Now we just come on out of here. Let's get home. Home is at the beginning. Come on, through 2. We're yarning over. We're still doing the standard return pass. Now when we come back, going through these cable stitches will be a little tight, just coming, but that will be it. Like once you twist, when you do your return pass, you have to be very careful. And then the next row going forward, you just have to be a little careful. But after that, we're going to be rocking and rolling. You'll see. All right, next row. We got 1 on our loop, so we're going to knit till we have 5 on our knit. On our knit, 5 on our hook. So we're going to knit 4. So that's 2, 3, 4, and then 5 loops. Okay, let's move it up. Move our stitch marker up. Come on out. Come on out, Boy Scout. Oh, I should stop saying that. It just rhymes, but I don't want to say that. Anyway, come on out, stitch marker. How about that? Okay, we got it moved up. All right, after the stitch marker, we will Tunisian simple stitch. Oh, see that? I went through too many loops. Get out of here. All right, we've got it. Tunisian purl stitch in the next. Come on. I got to put my hook back on that loop. All right, let's purl that. Whoops, front. What is going on here? Let me get myself together. Hold on. Oh, through here. Okay, forward. That was confusing. Sorry about that. Tunisian purl stitch. All right. Something didn't happen correctly. Hold on. Back it up. Beep, beep. I missed a stitch or something. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's correct. Okay. What are we doing here? What happened here? That has to be a simple. That's a purl, but where did this stitch come from? What are we doing here? Hold on. I just have to, I think, get out of here. Hold up. Okay, so here's what it looks like after row 5. And so again, this is a 5-row repeater. So now we're going to start back at basically like 1 again. We're just going to knit. We're going to knit the first 4, which will leave us with 5 loops on the hook. We're going to Tunisian simple stitch, then Tunisian purl stitch, and we're going to knit through all 12 stitches in the cable. So we'll knit through the first 6 and then the second 6, and then coming out of the cable twist, we will purl a stitch, Tunisian simple stitch, and then knit towards the rest to the end so that it is uniform. All right, so let's go. This is row 6. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. Move your stitch marker up. Getting the hang of using this stitch marker. All right, now Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch, and then you want to carefully go in between each of the next 6 or 12 total. Excuse me. So you're going to want to separate these to make sure you're going in the right order. So you're going to do these 3 that are in the front first, but make sure you're not accidentally knitting through or knit stitching through the 3 in the back. So just whatever you need to do to take your hand to separate them, your fingers to separate them. So we're going to go through these 3, and then the first one, let's see, go through here all the way to the back and pull up a loop. Now go through the next one. You're going to have to just, like, after the twist is a little tough, so just move it out of the way. So these 3, they just have to get out of the way. You're only working with the front 2. Now go through the next, go all the way to the back, but don't get these 3 stitches. All right, pull up a loop. Okay, the last or the third of the first group of 3. Move these out of the way. Go through here all the way to the back. And stitch there. Now you got to get to these last 3 on the right side. Okay, you can easily see them. Move these 2 out of the way because you're only going to work with the first of the 3 in the back. So go through there, knit stitch, pull up the next, go through, knit stitch, and then the last one back here, knit stitch. All right, so again, after the twist, the next row, when you're knit stitching through your cables, it's a little difficult, especially when you're first starting out, because you have to really pull those stitches out of the way. But once we get past this row, we're going to be just rocking and rolling because the stitches won't be as tight the further we pull away. And when you see how beautiful this cable looks, it'll be worth it. And once you get the hang of it, and also with different yarn, it's not as hard. But you're learning here, so we got to give ourselves some grace. All right, so on this one, you're going to do the ones in the back first, because the ones in the front, they're over here closer to the exit. So we have to go to the back and grab these 3 stitches back here. So move these front 3 out of the way. And do you see where your back stitches are? Can you see that? All right, so bring up the first of the 3. Go knit stitch in there. Where's my working yarn? There it is. Pull up a loop. Go to the next one, knit stitch, pull up a loop, and got to move these front out of the way so you don't accidentally knit through them, and get that one last of the 3 in the back. All right, got that. Now we're going to work with the 3 in the front in order. All right, knit stitch this first one, and then we have 2 more. 1, 2. So knit stitch the second one, and then we got this last one right here. Knit stitch in there and pull up a loop. All right, so we have our 12 on there, and again they will stretch out. Let's make sure we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's those 6, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. And that's your Tunisian simple stitch and your purl stitch. All right, so on your way out, let's go ahead and do the opposite. Tunisian purl stitch and Tunisian simple stitch. Now knit stitch, pull up a loop, move your stitch marker up, all right, continue knit stitching. It's 2, 3, 4, and then you want to go through these 2 loops at the end. Pull up a loop. Standard return pass, and that should be fine and flow easily going back even through these cables because they're already stretched out a good bit. All right, so we yarned over and pulled through 1, now pull through 2 all the way back to the beginning. I think I'm going to need some more yarn. Let me pull a bit of yarn. All right, continue your standard return pass. Stitch marker stays in place on the return pass. We only move it up on the forward pass. All right, see how we're going through our cable stitches? They're stretched out so we don't have to move them around with our pointer finger and our thumb. We don't have to do that. They're stretched out. It's going to be even better the more we go up. So we're going to do this one more time and twist the cables one more time, and then if you need more practice, just rewind the video and continue up creating your practice swatch. Okay, almost back to the start. All right, so do you see the definition with that? Stretching out more. We'll see it as we go up. So again, 5-row repeater. We've just done 1. So we're on row 6. So on the multiples of 5, that's when we twist the cable. So we have just done a twist at row 5, and we just finished row 6. So we're on row 7. When we get to row 10, we will twist again. All right. So knit stitch, 2, should have 5 loops on your hook when you get to your stitch marker. 3, 4, and 5. Move your stitch marker up, put it on that loop. All right, next, come on, close it up. Next we should be Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch, come on. And we're going to knit stitch the next 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side. Let's go get the other 6. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Tunisian purl. Oops. Tunisian simple stitch. And we're going to knit the remaining stitches. All right, move your stitch marker up. Listen, these stitch markers are cute, but I am not used to using these. So, fumbling a bit. Okay. That was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now through the last 2 loops. Pull up loop. Standard return pass. Yarn over, pull through 1. Yarn over, pull through 2. All the way back to the beginning. Takes a little bit of practice. It's not difficult. You'll get the hang of it. If you're using a 4-weight yarn, it should be helpful because you'll be able to see your stitches easier. And just a little bit of practice. Oh, if slipped off, you can go ahead and pick it back up. All right, drop the loop. Be careful. And also pay attention, making sure you're only going through 2 loops on your return pass, except for, of course, the first one where you yarn over and pull through 1 loop. Almost back to the start. So this is row 7. We got to do row 8 and 9. And then I'll show you how to twist again. And then if you need to practice more, just rewind the video. Okay, so that's row 7 complete. Let's go ahead and continue on with row 8. We already have a loop on the hook. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Move your stitch marker up. Ooh, I'm getting fast with this. All right, that's 5. Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch, and knit stitch next 12. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, purl stitch, simple stitch. Need to grab some more yarn. All right, knit stitch. Move your stitch marker up. Come on, get in there. Okay, that's 1, 2, knit stitch, 3, 4, and get in the last 2. Pull up a loop. Standard return pass, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way back to the beginning. We're nearly there. This was row 8, so we got 1 more, row 9, and then we can, so do you see how that's stretching out? Cable, that twisting part, it's really tight, but it stretches as we move up the rows. Okay, this is row 9, last row before twisting again. So that's 3 on the hook, 4, we're knit stitching, 5. Move your stitch marker up. Come on, open up. All right, put that in there. Oh, I don't think it's closed. Nope. There we are. All right, moving right along. Tunisian simple stitch, purl stitch, knit stitch the next 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, Tunisian purl stitch, Tunisian simple stitch, and knit stitch. Move your stitch marker up. Well, I got that out. Come on, you little cute tassel stitch marker, get in there. All right, come on, there we go. Okay, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, in the last 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 1, standard return pass, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way back to the beginning. And this is going to complete row 9, which means row 10, which is a multiple of 5, which means we need to twist our cables on the next row, row 10. All multiples of 5 you're going to twist. So it's a 5-row repeater. You do the same thing for the first 4 rows, and then on the multiples of 5 you will twist your cables. I like the in-between because it just flows so fast. But the twisting is what makes the cable beautiful. So we have to do the necessary work of twisting the cables. It's just the stitches are so tight when we're right around the cables. But again, once you get the hang of it, it does flow faster. All right, let's go. Time for row 10, and then we'll end it off there. I encourage you to practice more. Just rewind the video. 1, 2, 3, 4, knit stitch, 5. Move your stitch marker up again. And you can try with or without the stitch marker and stitch markers and see which one you like best. Like I said, when I just did a practice swatch on this, I did it without the stitch markers and I didn't. I'm not a fan because I have to pay too close of attention. And again, it's a personal preference. Okay, so Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch. Now we're going to knit the first 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3. I need more yarn. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so now we're going to pull off the 6 we just knit with our, what do you call this? Cable needle. All right, we got the stitches on there. We can carefully pull our hook out, leaving these stitches on. All right, so the first on the right, separate the 3 to the left, 3 to the right. These 3, they're going to go to the back. These 3, they're going to come forward. So what we need to do is bring our hook, bring it around here forward. We're going to get in front of these 3 stitches. Go ahead and pick up these 3. Carefully slide your cable needle off the stitches we just put back on the hook. And we have these 3 on here. And now we're going to twist. All right, I'm going to put this in my left hand. And we're going to twist these stitches to the back. We're going to bring this around and just bring your hook and pick these boys up. All right. Okay, take your needle off. Here we go. We got it twisted. All right. You see that? There we go. Nice little X. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So we twisted the first 3 in the back. We're going to do the opposite on the other side. All right, make sure you pay attention here. We already got our working yarn through here, so we're not going to knit into this space. We're going to go to the next one. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more, 6. All right, so we got these twisted over here. Get those out of the way. We got these 6 right here. Take your cable needle or your extra crochet hook, whichever one you're using. Grab those 6. Carefully slide your crochet hook or Tunisian hook off of the 6 that are on the needle. Keep all of these on your hook. These stitches stay on the hook. We just got these 6 we're going to work with. All right, so the first time these 3 went to the back. Now they're going to come in front. And these 3 are going to be twisted in the back. So we twist in the opposite direction. So what we want to do is bring our hook in the front. And we're going to grab these 3 that are going to go in the front. These 3 are going to go to the back. Wait a minute. Nope, we did that last time. Whoops, sorry about that. Opposite. We're going to come behind the hook and grab these three. Hold on. Sorry about that. Sorry for the confusion. Okay. Carefully take the ones that are already on the hook off. See what we have here? We have the first three that we knitted on the left side on the cable needle. We're going to twist this to the front this time. And these boys go in the back. Now we got to bring our hook and pick these guys up and put them on the hook. Careful, take your needle out and now separate them. Got it? So we twist it the opposite way. We have two little X's. Make sense? All right, now we got a purl stitch right in here. Wrap it around, pull up a loop. Tunisian simple stitch, pull up a loop, and then you want to knit stitch. One, bring your stitch marker up. Wow, that was an easy one. That was an easy stitch marker transition. Okay, continue knit stitching. That's 2, 3, and 4. Now go through both of these loops. Pull up a loop. All right. Standard return, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2. Remember, when we go back, as soon as we get to the cables, we have to be very careful going through the Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch. Now we got to just move these boys and make sure we're going in the correct order. See how I separated them? We're going to use our pointer finger and our thumb. Push it up with our pointer finger, yarn over, grab it with our thumb to keep it cinched together. Pull through 2 carefully. Carefully. There we go. All right, next up, again, separate them. These 3 are going next. We need these 2. So we'll take our pointer finger, push it to the front, yarn over, take your thumb, hold it together, carefully pull through 2. All right, we need the third one. Pull it up with your pointer finger, yarn over, take your thumb and hold those 2 together and pull carefully. Just kind of snag it. There we go. So we got those 3 off. Now we have to do the next 3 in this group of 6. Again, take your pointer finger, push it up, yarn over, take your thumb and push them together so you can only pull through 2. Pull through 2. All right, second one, push it up, yarn over, take your thumb, hold it together, pull through 2. Next one, or the last one on this left side, pull them together, pull through 2. All right, let's get the next set off. That was easy, right? Okay, here we go. Got those 3 separated. Pull the first one up with your pointer finger or whichever makes you more comfortable. And then take your thumb, hold it together, pull through 2. All right, second one, push it up with your pointer finger, hold it with your thumb, those 2 together, pull through 2. All right, on the third one, push it up, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull it through. All right, we got to get the last 3 from the cable off. Hold, push it up, yarn over, hold it with your thumb, pull, carefully pull through. Come on. There we go. All right, we got 2 more. Push it up with your pointer finger, yarn over, hold it together with your thumb, and pull through 2. Now we got to get the last one off. Hold it, carefully pull through. We made it. We about got them off. All right, now let's just continue our return pass through the remaining loops on the hook. Yarning over, pulling through 2. 1, pull through 2. All right, so this is row 10 we're completing. And remember, when you go back through for row 11, to be very careful when you go through to make sure you separate them and you're knit stitching through the correct loops and in the correct order. So if you have to take your time and move them out of the way to make sure you get it right, go ahead and do that. You can rewind the video to practice some more. Go up a few so you can see the pattern of the cable and see how beautiful it is. And thanks for joining me. I hope this was not too difficult. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.